up next, a matchup for the UFC Bantamweight Division title. So here's the #1 bantamweight contender making his way to the octagon. Gotta be some nerves here as he gets set to compete for the UFC bantamweight title. No denying he deserves to be there. He's got the requisite win streak, he's got the finishes, he's got the popularity, the fan support. Now he needs the championship performance. We'll see if he has what it takes to unseat the incumbent. All right, so here he is, the consensus #1 bantamweight in the world, the UFC's reigning, defending, undisputed UFC bantamweight champion, and he's looking to make the walk out of the octagon with all of those same titles. He wants to be mentioned with some of this division's greats, all-time types. Got to win this fight tonight, make good on another title defense, and then his name creeps into that conversation.
Ready?
Well, these guys have been on each other's radars for quite some time. Tonight, it shall be done. Both guys well-rounded. You think they're getting a kickboxing match tonight or what?
You just don't know, right? You don't know who's going to be able to employ their strategy the way that they need to. This is a close fight on paper, and also in every performance we have seen them put on. These guys seem to be the mirror image of each other.
All right, he's sort of hanging out here unguarded, DC. Not sure if he's trying to bait him in or what, but not great body language here. Side control now. Back to his feet. Beautiful movement, hip work on the ground here, just outstanding with the transition.
He is not staying in one place on the ground. That's very important.
All right, so pretty good damage here with the ground and pound. Nothing superficial about these strikes. Oh, now trying to isolate an arm, DC.
He needs to move his hips back to cover. He cannot allow him on that angle. He's attacking arm bar now.
And he's out. Oh, nice job using his strength there to posture up. We'll see what he can do now.
He's going to start looking to land big shots from the top.
Oh, he's got the ground and pound going now.
He's putting him in exactly the positions he needs to be in right now. He's able to relax here. And he understands, being a veteran of so many fights, that as long as he's on top, he's winning. He feels like he's winning here. Attacking armbar.
All right, so he postures up and he's out. Oh, his opponent squirming like a fish out of water now. The ground and pound is on point. This could very well be the beginning of the end.
This could be the beginning of the end. We've seen some really good ground and pound fighters. This young man is as good as any we've ever seen.
All right, he's trying to control posture here. Now trying to hip escape.
He's just trying to move out of this position off the bottom.
Close guard. All right, so you gotta be careful playing on the ground with this guy. You don't want to mess around for too long. Oh, nice job here staying busy off of his back. Nice offense from the bottom. Oh, wow, that happened quickly as the fighter reverses position there on the ground.
Unbelievable position change. Wow, what a transition.
Strong bottom work here, staying busy. A lot of top pressure being applied here. Looks like he's trying to isolate an arm here, DC.
Yeah, he's isolating it to try to get a Kimura here. Now he falls back into the finishing position.
Somehow stays in the fight. All right, full guard here, DC. What does he need to do to improve position?
Well, he's got to start to build his posture, get some damage off, move to half guard, which in turn leads to more opportunities for advancement. If you're on the bottom, you got to anticipate those movements the moment he tries to move to the next position. You build a shield, get back to your feet, or dig an underhook to try to get a reversal or a sweep.
Whoa!
Dude's hurt. Serve him up. Go get him. Inches right there, boy. Wow. It was a good night if that landed.
Kick lands for him there. Just out of range with the big right hand.
Nice punch lands over the top.
Well, he's connecting on a few hooks so far here in the round, and there it is again. So every time he goes back to the well with that hook, he seems to find the target.
He does a great job of finding the placement on that shot. It is a great weapon to have.
"30 seconds to go in this one." Big left hand there inside.
Look at how he turns his hip into that leg kick.
Single collar tie. Entertaining scraps so far. All right, we now take a look back at some of the highlights from that last round, DC. A lot for the replay guys to choose from.
I mean, these guys are going to be very busy trying to find what replay to show you guys. Lands on both sides of the octagon. Both guys fought great. What a phenomenal round.
And that was awesome. You really hurt him at the end of that round now. He is not going to recover, okay? I want you to go out there this round, and I want you...
All right, DC, here we go with our next round, and we'll see if he can pick up where he left off. High volume of strikes landed in the previous round.
High volume of strikes landed. He was able to be accurate, but also very, very active in his approach to the start of this fight.
Well, if you are a young striker, you could do a lot worse than watching this guy work on the feet, perhaps trying to set up another hook here.
Yes, he is. He's definitely trying to set up another hook. You can tell by his eyes. He's taking peeks. He's sneaking looks at where he needs his opponent to be in order to land that shot.
Oh, collar tie. Oh, you could feel the reverberations here at the broadcast booth as he slams him down there with conviction.
You should see that. The moment those two big boys hit the mat, John's papers went flying. It was amazing. Where's that working man's camera?
Yeah, we need that working man right now. This table is a mess. All right, well, both fighters pretty comfortable on the ground, DC, but you got to be very careful hanging out here for too long if you're his opponent. All right, he's hanging out inside the closed guard of his opponent here, DC. You got to be careful. Man, this is some serious ground and pound. He's trying to put this dude's head like...
Now the guy's got armbar. He's attacking it on him. He's gonna attack armbar here.
Nicely done. Strong bottom work here, staying busy. Well, you got to stay busy on the bottom. He's doing it here. Nice punch. Nicely done there as he forces the miss from his opponent. All right, dominant position for him here. Full mount. If you're the bottom fighter, better start moving those hips, DC.
Oh, you got to start moving those hips. What you should do initially, right, is start to push at the knees. Push at the hips, create some distance, shrimp, and try to recollect half guard. Half guard sucks, but it's much better than being mounted fully by your opponent.
All right, bottom fighter here, maybe looking to hip escape, DC. Lands with the ground and pound. Oh, nice work from the bottom. Tags him with the punch. Oh, looks like he's transitioned to an armbar.
You cannot stay in the guard of these great jiu-jitsu guys. An attacking armbar. Oh, man, that was slick.
Ground and pound strike there now. Oh, nice job working hard, posting, and getting back up. All right, so he's landed some good shots tonight, but this is not a combo meal, right? No three-piece, no soda. It's one and done. We're off in the night.
John, don't you come to me without a combo. I want the whole platter. Give him the whole platter, young man. Put some punches together. Make this guy take the whole thing. Give him more than one strike. You have now found the setup punch. The jab is landing consistently. Find something that's going to go behind it.
Well, it's not due to a lack of effort. He continues to throw, but this is like double-A striking. This is not high level.
Yeah, you can't be missing. It takes so much energy to just throw a strike, but to be whiffing like this only exhausts you, because every moment he's trying to throw to knock his opponent out, when you're just catching air, it doesn't feel good. It's also embarrassing. What a fantastic strike to throw at the exact right moment. He deserves this moment. Go finish his fight.
45 seconds remain in the round. All right, so inside the open guard of his opponent, you gotta be careful playing around for too long here on the ground with this guy.
Right now, it looks like he may be trying to set up an arm triangle choke. He needs to secure the left arm, push it across, and secure it with his head. There he is. He's moving to the finishing position. Now watch, he go parallel right next to his opponent. When it's time to finish, he has to go flat, chest to the mat. There it is. Chest to the mat. Pressure goes. Oh, now he's in trouble.
Wow. All right, side control now, DC. When you get side control in a fight, what are you looking for?
When I get to the side control in the fight, and I believe this young man should do the same thing, it's secure first. Grab everything in tight. Make sure your elbows are in. Make sure you've got something locked in so your opponent doesn't just squirm away. Punch short punches, but try to make the opponent make a choice. Either he turns back into you, you take your front headlock, or he turns in the opposite direction, you throw your hook in, and you start looking to get a choke off.
Listen, that was awesome. I need more of that. I want you to go out at the beginning of this round and be aggressive.
You ready? You ready?
All right, here we go with this third round of this championship fight.
He's hurt bad, John. He's got to press him. He's got to chase that finish down now.
Oh! Back to the feet. All right, close guard now. You got to be careful, though. He's got a lot of submissions off his back.
Hands up for me. Come on now. Let's move. Let's recompose.
So he's really starting to put together some significant body shots here. These are going to take their toll as this fight goes up. Oh!
He needs to start looking to finish now because he's got his opponent hurt very bad. Now he's trying to guillotine. Watch guillotine. He should be defending right now.
Oh, countering it looks like with a bomb flu choke, or maybe we should call it the OSP now, but trying to get out of the guillotine by submitting his opponent. Incredible. Not tapping out tonight. Side control now, and certainly I would think more offensive options for the bottom fighter than in the half guard.
Absolutely more offensive options, because now you can just start to get away. You can just go to a wrestling stand-up. Get to your knees, post your hands, don't allow him to get his hooks in, right? Really be aware of the hooks. but get to your hands, stand up, fight the hands, break away and escape. But it's so much more free-flowing than a half guard in the side control, because all you need to do is just get the opponent's body.
Now trying to hip escape.
He's just trying to move out of this position off the bottom.
Now he's okay. Now he can escape.
Oh, and he's back up again. Those get-ups have been there for him all night. Well, you've got to admire the urgency here. He is trying to keep the judges out of it, lighten up his opponent left and right. Nice hammer fist. All right, a good ground and pound by him here, certainly staying busy, and not just busy, but effective.
You can just throw punches to keep the referee off you. This guy is throwing punches to be effective, to throw damaging strikes. He's doing a fantastic job.
Now the guy's got arm bar. He's attacking it on it. Gotta be careful, arm bar.
And he's out. Oh, nicely done there as he escapes back to his feet. Oh,
He's in trouble. He's hurt bad.
and just misses with that big right hand. Yeah, looks a little wobbly on his feet.
Dude's hurt. Serve him up. Go get him.
Now goes in and secures the takedown. Takedown here, he gets it. Well, there are few things more fun to watch in mixed martial arts than these type of transitions and scrambles on the ground.
High-level grappling can really be entertaining.
All right, 45 seconds now to go in the round. Well, you see all the grappling repetitions here. Just beautiful movement, seamless transitions on the ground.
Over and over, these guys are doing things that you see in every jiu-jitsu gym around the country.
Oh, looks like he's trying to isolate an arm, maybe set up a Kimura here, DC.
Yeah, he's going to try to attack a Kimura here. He'll try to get him up on his right hip.
The Kimura is not the arm. It's the shoulder pressure that usually makes you tap.
Oh, we're getting a finish here. Oh, and there's the horn at the end of the round. So the fighter was really caught in a submission there just as the horn sounded. Safe to say he was saved by the bell there. So back to the stools they go. 60 seconds to recover here. We're going to fight on, ladies and gentlemen. Another round coming up. All right, so there's the end of the round. A lot of high-level action, and if you like the takedown game, as my boy Daniel Cormier does, you enjoyed that round.
It's like we're watching the NCAA.
All right, here we go, fourth round of a possible 5, and this is the time where fighters are really tested, right? Dig deep, lean on the heart. We'll see who has the edge.
You feel pretty good in round number 5. Round number 4 is the one that really does test the fighter. It really does test the mettle of the guy inside of the octagon. Big punch lands over the top. How's he gonna follow this one up?
Working out of that southpaw stance. Well, anytime you are in a ground fighting situation with this fighter, you're potentially playing with fire. Side control now, DC. A lot of options at his disposal from here. All right, he's very comfortable fighting off his back, DC. Now looks like he's trying to hip escape.
Yeah, he's trying to hip escape or maybe look for a Kimura here. And now he has a headlock trying to pin his opponent's back down flat onto the mat. Look for him to transition to an arm triangle to try to chase the finish. Watch triangle, watch triangle.
Then he's out.
Go, guys, work!
I love love watching this guy move on the ground. Another nice transition there.
Such a high-level grappler. You don't see that very often.
Back to the feet now. Oh, how about the speed on that reversal there? I mean, I know you can get out of some bad spots, but not with that type of speed.
You cannot allow him to get leverage on the bottom. What a sweep.
All right, half guard form here, and a lot of offensive options, I would think, at his disposal.
Oh, he's got a ton of options. He has submission options, but I believe the safest option for him here is going to be to use his ground and pound. Build a base, posture up, throw big strikes, get back in position, build posture again, throw big strikes, and just really wear him down with a really secure position in half guard.
A lot of top pressure being applied here as he works out of side control. How about that shin? Oh, and he's back up again. Oh, nice straight there. I guess that's the quickest way to the target, right? Just throw straight.
Straight down is always best.
He's got a serious right punch, and he went to it effectively there.
It is his money shot, and he will continue to throw it until he finds a knockout.
Lands with a right hand. Keep it busy here off of his back. Nice offense from the bottom. Oh, look at that jab. Snapped his head back.
His jab gets to the target so fast, always brings his
Working
hand
on a
right back in
guillotine.
space.
Nicely done. And he's back up again. So the takedowns have been there, as have the get-ups. All right, he engages in the single collar tie.
Nice kick.
Well, straight right hand has been a good weapon for him. He misses with it there. Overhand left.
Oh, that was a big takedown. Is this the one that's going to break him?
All right, he's in a half-guard position here, DC, and in a good spot to dole out a lot of damage, I would think.
A lot of damage could be done from the half guard. You sit back on that leg, you press down into your opponent, you drop elbows, you drop punches. What is very key is you controlling the underhook on the far side. If you give up that underhook, your opponent can use the half guard to blow. You gotta watch him attacking submissions. He throws the legs up to try to get a triangle choke here. Watch triangle, watch triangle. Needs to push the arm to the side. Get his head against the mat. Now watch, as he goes to the finish, watch his...
And this might just be a matter of time. Wow. Ooh, right into side control, DC.
This is where you want to be now because you get to make your opponent decide. They try to turn back into you, you can attack guillotine. If they turn away to try to get to your knees, you throw your hooks in and you got all your rear choke submissions.
I mean, how many can he take? Oh, he postured up there, gained some valuable separation.
And now the ground and pound starts.
Working off of his back here, looks like he may try to hip escape. A lot of top pressure being applied here. Well, you know, I don't like the gi very much, but I have an appreciation and a healthy one for these type of transitions.
You can tell he's been in a gi at some point in his life with the way that he moves so freely.
I'm skipping jiu-jitsu next week, too.
If you start losing these stands...
All right, a lot of tremendous striking action in that last round, DC. I know you don't have a telestrator, but take us through the replay.
Are you ready? You ready?
Fifth and final round.
Big, powerful punch lands. Now he gets back in range.
Head kick blocked. And he landed the right hand there. All right, single collar tie now. Oh, useful trip right there to get the takedown out of the clinch.
Now he's going to try to attack Kimura here.
Oh!
Get the turn on the elbow, and he's going to chase the submission finish.
The sheer will is really remarkable to watch. Full guard now, DC.
For the top fighter, you got to be very careful because most submissions come from the full guard. So advance to half. Try to build posture. But if you're the bottom person, the moment your opponent tries to move to the next position, build a shield. Kick off the hip and get back to your feet.
Oh, reversal here, DC.
What a way to switch the position. Fantastic movement by the bottom fighter.
Good movement by him here, transitioning very well on the ground tonight.
Step for step, he's staying with his opponent in every transition.
All right, he's trying to control posture here. Now trying to hip escape.
He's just trying to move out of this position off the bottom.
Oh, nice job to reverse position on the ground.
It was bad, but now it's not so bad. What a fantastic sweep.
Oh, nice job to get back up again. You don't want to hang out on the ground with this guy. Whoa!
What a
Well, we wondered earlier why there weren't as many body strikes. He's making up for All right, bottom fighter here, maybe looking to hip escape, DC. Gets up again here, but hurting.
Another beautiful takedown there.
All right, so you got to be careful playing on the ground with this guy. You don't want to mess around for too long. Oh, wow, that happened quickly as the fighter reverses position there on the ground.
Unbelievable position change. Wow, what a transition.
Oh, now trying to isolate an arm, DC.
He needs to move his hips back to cover. He cannot allow him on that angle. He's attacking armbar now.
And he's out. And counting remain in the fight. All right, working inside the now open guard of his opponent.
You cannot stay in the guard of these great jiu-jitsu guys. They're going to throw up triangles. They're going to throw up arm bars. Attacking arm bar.
Oh, he picks him up and slams him down.
Big explosive slam to lift him and slam him out of that arm bar. Go right into side control. Now let's see what he does, right?
Sometimes when you do that, the choke or the submission can get tighter, but he was able to evade it there.
Yes.
All right, working inside the closed guard now. Oh, the ground and pound is there. 30 seconds now to go in the fight. All right, he's very comfortable fighting off his back, DC. Now looks like he's trying to hip escape.
Yeah, he's trying to hip escape or maybe look for a Kimura here.
Oh, how about the speed on that reversal there? I mean, I know you can get out of some bad spots, but not with that type of speed.
You cannot allow him to get leverage on the bottom. What a sweep.
Oh, really nice work to keep busy off of his back as he lands some more offense here from bottom. All right, so there it is, the final horn, a lifetime of work, all building to this moment, and the underdog challenger comes up large with his striking game tonight. He's going to be the new champ.
I mean, he came up big in a massive spot. He was the underdog. He wasn't supposed to get this done. He relied on what got him here, the striking, to take the title from the long-reigning champion.
Official decision now in. The buff has it.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges score this contest 49-46. Declaring the winner by unanimous decision, and